warriors on the battlefield of the 41st Millennium are more than just a datasheet. They are living, breathing entities, each with their own storied histories and temperaments. Matching the game's rules to your headcanon is an important part of narrative play. In Crusade, this is done through battle honors. And so in this video, we are gonna look into how you can use these Crusade rules to create your very own legendary unit in Warhammer 40k. Battle Honors is a system within Warhammer 40k's Crusade rules, which allows units to gain powerful new abilities. These are typically given each time a unit levels up, but certain mission rewards or Codex Crusade rules will grant additional selections of these. A unit may only have up to 3 Battle Honors before it hits the level cap of Battle Hardened. To break this limit, you will need to use the Legendary Veterans Requisition, after which your unit can level up to higher ranks and become eligible for 6 Battle Honors instead. This level cap does not apply to character units, who can have up to 6 Battle Honors from the beginning. If a unit hits their maximum limit of Battle Honors and gains a new one, it must replace one of its previous Battle Honors. Each time you gain a Battle Honor, you must increase your unit's Crusade points by 1, unless it is a Titanic unit, in which case you increase your Crusade points by 2. Crusade Relics are an exception to this, as you may possibly have to increase your Crusade points by more than 1, depending on what you take. We will cover more of that in the Crusade Relics section. But for now, let's start with the basics. How do units obtain Battle Honors? In my beginner's video, we know that when you start Crusade, you must create a Crusade card for each unit in your army. The exception to this are units with the Epic Hero or Swarm keywords. These units do not gain XP, and so they are thus ineligible to receive Battle Honors. Also, for those who hate the bookkeeping aspect of Crusade, I recommend keeping track of only your favorite characters or elite units, so that you can focus solely on their stories across multiple war zones. Each time a unit acquires enough XP to level up, you must increase their rank on their Crusade card. And each time you do this, you are eligible to select 1 Battle Honor. There are 3 categories of Battle Honors to choose from: Weapon Enhancements, Battle Traits, and only for characters, Crusade Relics. In addition, some Codex Crusade rules will grant a 4th Battle Honor, for example, Chaos Space Marine Demon Weapons. These are usually treated in the same fashion as a Crusade Relic, although they do not officially take up that slot. Let's start with Weapon Enhancements. These can be found in the Crusade core rules, which can be downloaded for free from Warhammer Community. When you select this Battle Honor, you must choose a single weapon this model is equipped with. If your unit is a squad, you must select the unit's champion or sergeant as the eligible model. If your squad does not have such a unit, for example the Necron Locust Destroyers, you may select one other model to be eligible. Once you have selected a model and one of its weapons, you may either roll 2d6 to randomly generate 2 enhancements while re-rolling duplicate results, or you may pick any 2 upgrades that best tell the story. And we all know you're picking 2 instead of rolling for them. From then on, this weapon is an upgraded piece of war gear. It will then no longer be eligible for further weapon enhancements. Now keep in mind that for characters, any detachment enhancements or Crusade Relics which replaces a weapon will no longer be compatible with this enhanced weapon. Also, you will lose this enhanced weapon if you change that model's war gear. As a personal note, I find this rule a little too restrictive. You should still be allowed to keep your enhanced weapon, but it should be returned to an armory for safekeeping rather than discarded completely, and then be eligible to draw it out from the armory when it's time to use it again. But since Crusade is supposed to be fun, you should just do whatever makes sense to you. However, I do agree that no further enhancements should be done to upgraded weapons. Walking around with a giant Giga Chad weapon that insta-kills everything is just not fun for everyone. Next, we'll talk about battle traits. This is one of the more confusing ones, so feel free to rewind the video if you couldn't catch anything, or leave a comment below so that myself or others can answer your questions. Battle traits represent your unit becoming proficient in certain combat skills, such as infiltration specialists, deep strike masters, or better swordsmen. Unlike weapon enhancements, battle traits are not found in the Crusade core rules, at least in 10th edition when this video was recorded. Instead, these are found in either Crusade expansions or your codex. These battle traits are also often locked to specific unit keywords. For example, some are only open to character units, mounted units, units with deep strike, and sometimes even faction-specific ones like Synapse and Destroyer Cult. Your unit must have the corresponding keyword to be eligible for that battle trait. If at any time your unit loses the corresponding keyword as the result of a requisition, for example when a Necron Overlord is turned into a Destroyer Lord, or if a Chaos Lord is turned into a Chaos Spawn, they will lose that associated battle trait. But these requisitions will often refund you this slot and will allow you to pick a new one. Once you have made your selection of battle traits, note it down on your unit's Crusade card. From then on, your unit has this battle trait for any battle that it participates in. And specifically to 10th edition, when this video was recorded, if a character unit leads this unit, it also gains the benefits of this battle trait. So if you chose +1 weapon skill, the character also gets it. If you chose a 6-up feel no pain, the character also has a 6-up feel no pain. And likewise, the unit also benefits from the character's battle trait. The only exception to this are units with the Infiltrators, Scouts, or Deep Strike special rule, in which case, every model in the unit needs to have the associated special rule before the entire unit can make use of it. So if you want your character to infiltrate together with your unit, you either have to have a character with the infiltrate keyword already, or the character be given the infiltrate special rule through battle traits. Now there may be times when this does not apply, but these instances will be specifically called out in the battle trait. So pay attention to the wording and which keywords it interacts with. Also, keep in mind, certain battle traits interact with specific rules from the Crusade expansions. For example, the Nachman Gauntlet book has battle traits that allows units to gain bonuses to their surgical deep strike, which is a rule specific to the Nachman Gauntlet expansion. Once a unit enters a different war zone, for example Tyrannic War, these battle traits will end up useless, so be very careful when choosing these. In the case where players choose a mission from a different expansion, let's say when a unit with a Nachman Gauntlet battle trait enters a Pariah Nexus game, I would house rule it such that the Nachman Gauntlet specific upgrade will become inactive for the battle, and thus not contribute towards Crusade point totals. Another thing to keep in mind is that there is currently no way for you to swap battle traits. Aside from some fringe case requisitions, like the Tyranid one that allows you to regenerate your entire unit, there is no requisition that allows you to respec your units. So choose your battle traits carefully. But I want to add my personal opinion here. I hate the way battle traits are set up in Crusade currently. They are treated as permanent upgrades to your units, kind of like feats from Dungeons & Dragons. But having them tied to expansion-specific rules is a sure way to infuriate your players. There's also no official way for you to reset and respec your unit's progress, so if you make a mistake with your build early on, that unit is stuck with it forever. This is too punishing, especially with the sheer amount of traits which only work in their respective expansions. There has to be a method for players to reset their traits that doesn't involve nuking their entire Crusade card. It should be one of the core requisitions and should cost like maybe 2 RP per unit. Players need to be given a choice when it comes to these things. Else, they'll feel like they've wasted all this time building their favorite unit, only to be stuck with a suboptimal battle trait from one of the expansion-specific tables, which runs the risk of them just giving up Crusade entirely. You don't want that to happen. You have to provide a way out in the official rules. Players can always unofficially modify these rules, but it will definitely be nice to have some official support for this. So Games Workshop, if you're writing 11th edition, please take this into account. Lastly, let's look into Crusade Relics. This category of battle honor is only available to character models. Each character can have as many Crusade Relics as they want, up to your maximum of 6 battle honors. Just a reminder that epic heroes are not eligible for these, as they cannot gain battle honors. Crusade Relics represent powerful artifacts that your leader can gain, either from their travels or from some deep dark armory. You can find these in the Crusade expansions or your faction's codex. When your character becomes eligible to take a battle honor, you may elect to take a Crusade Relic. There are 3 rarity tiers that you can select Crusade Relics from: Artificer, Antiquity, and Legendary. Characters need to be of a minimum level before they can take relics from a higher rarity tier. Artificer relics are available to any character that has reached the blooded or battle-hardened level. Antiquity relics are only available to heroic level characters, and legendary relics are only available to legendary characters. Each rarity tier may also increase your Crusade points count by more than 1. Artificer tier increases the count by 1, as per normal. Antiquity tier increases your count by 2. And Legendary increases the count by 3. As with battle honors, some Crusade relics are locked to certain keywords that characters have, and some are even locked to specific datasheets. So do be sure to check your character's keywords before you take a Crusade relic. Earlier in the video, I also mentioned that certain factions will also have additional Crusade rules on top of these 3 battle honors. For example, Chaos Space Marine, Demon Weapons, and Chaos Boons. The Necrons have their Reawakening of the Tomb World, Space Marines have Honor Points, Tau have their Colonization Tables, etc, etc. Some of these will note as being a battle honor or a replacement for Crusade relics. In such cases, these apply on top of the 3 battle honors that I have already covered. But these often do not work the same way as the rules that I have already covered, and so you should check your codex to see exactly how these work and how they interact with your battle honors. I will be trying to cover the faction-specific rules as far as I can in my Crusade reviews, but I don't know how far I'll get before 11th edition comes around and hopefully does not invalidate all these Crusade rules. But if your faction is covered, you will see exactly how these additional rules will work. And with that, I will conclude this video on battle honors. With so many upgrades to choose from, you have all the tools you need to build the legendary unit from your headcannon. But if leveling up over the course of many games seems too arduous, you can always select battle honors for your units as and when you play your games, as long as your opponent is okay with it. They mostly should be, because Crusade isn't an MMORPG, and breaking progression isn't as big a deal in Crusade as it is in an online game. D&D parties do this all the time. Not everybody starts from level 1. As a dungeon master myself, I usually let my players start at level 3 so they can have a bit of cool stuff to play with from the get-go. And ultimately, that's what Crusade is about. Just do cool stuff, tell a compelling story, and have fun playing the game. That's what matters. I hope this video helps in your journey of narrative play. And until next time, I will see you on the battlefield.